NAMM Day 3, and before we start, I'll tell you something that I think is kind of cool. I remember when I was like 14, I was watching the Tone King's coverage of NAMM. He was going in and doing this stuff, and now I'm doing it, which is kind of cool for me. So let's take a look at NAMM Day 3.
NAMM, 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 NAMM,
We're here at Valiant Guitars, and the guys are going to show us some cool guitars. Let's take a look.
Let's start with the single cut, if you don't mind. Okay, yeah. So the special things, what's make it special? Where's the catch? Let's say like that. We are making our own hardware. So the bridge and the stop tail. We are making our own rings. We are making our own knobs with VNT. You see there. We are winding our own pickups. So the special feature of all Valiant guitars are
The truss rod.
yes, exactly. Wooden inlays.
Oh, the nut.
Yeah, and then we have an ongoing joke. So everybody's saying we should sell those separately. What we've been saying is that you buy the nut for a certain amount and you get the guitar for free. This is the adjustable nut for each individual string. You can go up and down and adjust your action according to your needs. This monstrosity, I'm not even sure where should I start. So this is an instrument of our very, very special friend Dovydas, let's say like that. So 7-string Ragnarok bare knuckle humbucker, Sustainiac with the controls, let's say like that. We have a kill switch, Floyd Rose Pro. This is not 1000 series, this is a good one. It's flat, stainless steel frets, locking tuners, even though it is a Floyd Rose.
Way easier to restring.
Exactly, thank you very much. So this one is called Mercury. The special thing about it, so it looks like the HSS, right? However, with the switches, you have to treat these single coils basically as a humbucker. So they can be in series, in parallel, and in the single coil mode is just this pickup. And the 3-way switch, obviously. With the truss rod location, special nut, locking tuners, obviously. We don't do anything with non-locking apart from basses. Right? And yeah, it looks strange.
It's good, it's your own take on it.
Yep, thank you very much. I was looking at it for a while, and I was like, I'm not sure I can live with that. However, it is what it is. The KGH likes it, so I'm good with that.
That was Valiant Guitars.
Thank you, guys. Subscribe.
It's like we rehearsed it.
We're here at the Revv booth, NAMM 2024, and we're here with Sam, and Revv have got a new G50 amp. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, thanks for coming by, Kaylin. So yeah, the G50 is our brand new product this year. It's a 50-watt version of our Generator 120. Kind of an in-between point of the G20 and the Generator 120, but with the features of the big amp. So it has the 2 notes built in, stereo XLR output. It's got 3 channels. The high gain channel is based on our purple channel, which is kind of what Revv is known mostly for. Clean channel, crunch channel, all of which have different programmable voicing options. And the built-in load box, you can actually run the head direct without a cabinet. There's 6 different cabinets stored on there, so if you run around the front of house or just record direct, anything like that, super easy. And yeah, it's a bit of a revoice as well. It's a little bit tighter than the old Mark III, a little bit more mid-forward, a little more hairy. So yeah, we're digging it. Yeah, I'll show you what it sounds like.
So it's day 3 at NAMM. My prediction was that the Neural booth would actually be a booth at this point, but it's not, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be, which is kind of strange. You kind of have to admire that they've paid probably in the multiple tens of thousands to rent this space to just say soon. That's it. We're here at the Ruf Guitars booth.
Ruf Guitars from Poland. We make carbon composite guitars, entirely made out of composite. We are not using wood in our instruments. And we are back in the NAMM for the 3rd time. We brought some new beauties. We changed the colors a little bit. This time we have a lot of green stuff for some reason in California.
I love your finishes. That one there, the tiger stripe, that looks beautiful.
Thank you so much. I will bring it to you, maybe we can talk about this. What I really like about those guitars, what is so special, since we are not using wood, we have carbon materials. What we tend to do very often is making a semi-transparent paint. So instead of a black, you can see the carbon.
Wow.
So yeah. So we don't have something like wood grain, of course, because we are using carbon composite, but we can find very beautiful, I would say, composite grain or carbon grain of the material. So yeah.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's like a modern approach. It's one-piece body, of course, because of the carbon composite and the production process. It's much better and faster for us to just make a one-piece body. And yeah, everything is magnets, so it's easy to access. Guitars itself are filled with epoxy resin mixture that is like responsible not for the additional strength of the material, but by it's more about the tonality, I would say.
And how much would a Ruf guitar cost?
So with the basic models you can see over here, with like a hip shot fixed bridge with same reduction pickup, it's like $2,000. And we go all the way up to the $5,000 if the customer is like really particular about some stuff, like changing the scale length and adding the frets. We have one guitar which is like 26 frets. It's the scale length is 24.75. Yeah, so something different for some reason. Yeah, but really cool. It was a really cool build to do. It's something new. So we learned, of course, new things as well. Like every time the customer comes with some crazy idea, we just try to deliver, and we do it as best as we can. And yeah, many people are just coming for the second guitar very often to us. Like they for the first time, they are like not really into the composite guitars, but then later on they find it really nice, especially if you are traveling, if you are doing a lot of live shows. You're gonna appreciate the composite materials. We have a stability, we have a humidity resistance. So basically the neck is not twisting because of the changes of the humidity, and it's like really resistant material overall.
I I was just finished playing that the Tiger Stripe guitar, and they came over and they handed this guitar here. This is a prototype, and it is empty. Like it weighs absolutely nothing. I'm trying to convey how little this weighs. This is like I like you can feel the weight of the strings. This is so light. It's insane. I'm gonna play it now and see what's going on. But like, wow. Throughout the NAMM Show, I've been asking, and this coverage, I've been asking people to recommend places to go, booths to visit, and one of the ones that keeps showing up is this FGN booth. But this isn't like a full booth, it's like a meeting room, just so you know. So we're not going to be going to that, but thank you for the suggestions. Hopefully, I'm going to do some more suggestions for you now. We're here at the Mayones booth.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've got some cool stuff.
Oh yeah, a little bit. So this is the first time we are here since 2020, so we sort of decided to come a little bit smaller than we usually do. But we had an idea to bring the variety of the products that we do. So we've got most of the models that we offer. The newest thing I can show you is this one, because this one is it's an Aquila, so it's our basic super strat model that we do. But this one is finished in nitro, with obviously a little bit of an aging going on. Another new thing that we do is our own pickups, so we don't import them. They are made in-house. We have got all the machines and everything. So they have a 5-way switching with inner and outer coils in a split positions. And yeah, it's a brand new thing that we sort of trying to work out. We do them in not maybe not limited, but in a small batches, and we offer them as a. We obviously accept custom orders for the guitars. With the aged models, they all come with a fixed specification as they were built, and they are obviously available for our dealers. But so another, yeah, oh yeah, that's a story. Let me put it in as short as possible. When you build guitars, there's a lot of leftover material, and we work with wood, and we are eco-friendly. We want to use as much material as possible. So we've been thinking for a long time what we can do to use as much wood as possible. So obviously we do the matching knobs and matching ramps and things like that, where we can use as much wood as possible. But we also wanted to do something more, and one of our employees came with the idea of doing a piccolo bass. So this one is it's tuned like a regular bass, but an octave higher. It's exactly half of the scale of the regular bass as well. You've got the precision style pickup with a preamp. You've got the headphones out as well, so you can actually plug your headphones and practice warm up. The pitch is exactly the same as on a regular bass, so it feels on your right hand at least like a regular bass, and you can practice warm up. I've seen people playing on stage, warm up in a bus or whatever, but it uses all the leftover materials that we could do or we could use. Let's put it this way. So the neck is either 2 or 3 piece, depending on the particular model. And then there is no custom options as well, because those are made from whatever was made during the production, so you never know what's going to happen. So we do offer them as a stock model, so you can reach out to us and find some if you want some of them, because they are we photograph them and we offer them as instruments ready to be shipped, compared to our usual year and a half production time. So there is that, but yeah.
Right, so this is a guitar that midifies percussive fingerstyle. So it's based on machine learning. For example, if you go down with the heel, you get one sound. If you get down with the fingers, you get another. So this is the basic setting. You can start with kick and snare and enrich your percussive fingerstyle with MIDI. Get crazier than that, and you can associate, for example, bass notes to the different gestures that you do, and also effects like octave up and down depending on how you strike the guitar, and you can make the guitar sound quite electronic. For example, I got this patch that sounds like drum and bass. I have a lot of fun with it.
full band via a MIDI-fied acoustic guitar.
That's exactly the idea. But since it's integrated within the guitar, it feels more organic, and it also uses expressive MIDI, so that no two hits sound the same. You don't sound like a machine gun, you don't sound like a controller, but you sound almost as organic as the guitar itself.
Very cool. And what's the company?
The company is called Hitar. We're not quite a company yet, but we're looking for investment, and we're looking to make a product like this.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're here at XOLO Custom Guitars, and they've got some insane models. I've just played a few. Could you tell us about this one in particular? This is for the video game fans.
Yeah, this is for the video game fans. The model is called Shipe Totec. It's named after the flayed god, and basically it takes inspiration from a Halo rifle, and it's got Fishman fluence, a compound fretboard, and more access than you could ever want on a guitar, and all this acrylic neon going on with exposed wiring, so you can see right through them. One volume with dual voicings, single coil engage, and a kill switch. This one is called Citlai or CTL. All my models are named after Aztec gods. That's where the brand identity comes from. And it's in the same family as that one. It's just that this one actually has a bit of a leg rest going on, and the bare knuckle juggernauts. And all these models are designed to be relict. Like, I want it to be cyberpunk, dystopian future, kind of like a cyberpunk 2077 type of guitar. And yeah, all feature multi-scale and asymmetrical neck carve on it, so that people have an easier access in the upper fret registers.
Lovely. Well, thank you.
Thank you for stopping by. XOLO Custom Guitars.
We're here at the Pure Salem booth, and you've got a new metal guitar as opposed to your usual
The regular lineup, yeah. The metal guys, over the years, the metal guys have been like, hey, why don't you make a metal themed guitar? So we came out with one now. It's called the Dovydas. And it's got mini humbuckers. These are prototypes. We're still tweaking it, see where we go with it, but so far everybody really likes it.
I like the mini humbuckers. You don't see that very often, like just regularly, so it's...
Yeah, we try to be different. I mean, the people that know us know that that's like our thing. We have like different shapes and kind of weird tweaks and stuff like that. Yeah, they're high output pickups. They're mini humbuckers. It's been really well received. We're really happy with it so far.
So I've been noticing on a couple of the comments, people are asking for us to see what Fender are doing, or Epiphone, or Gibson, or Jackson, or Gretsch, or who else? A whole bunch of the big brands that are not here and haven't been here for a while. PRS aren't here. We're at the Magnatone booth 2024, and Magnatone obviously have been in the news because they've got some pretty cool amps out. So we're going to take a look here with Ted. Ted, can you tell us a little bit about what you've got?
Sure. Hi. I started the company back up about 10 years ago, Magnatone. It was started originally in 1937 in Los Angeles, and then it went out of business around 1969. And I decided to make the amplifiers all hand-wired in America and with the best materials possible, because in the world with so many products and so many choices, we really needed to make it the best. So we have two categories of amplifiers. One is the traditional, and the other is the master. The traditional is a American type sound with vibrato, tremolo, and reverb, and no master volume. And then the master collection has a master volume and effects loops and no vibrato or no tremolo or reverb inside it. I can give you an example. This is the new model that we designed with Slash, and it's a 100-watt head with EL34 power tubes, and it's got all the headroom and muscle you would ever want to have, and it's been finely tuned with our engineer Obed Khan. Obed is a Marshall lover and just an incredible engineer. He's designed all the models with us, and in particular this one just came out. It's as I said, it's 100 watts. It's got two gain settings. One is high and one is low, and it's got the anaconda green snakeskin covering with the logos are lit up both on the cabinet and on the head. Traditional collection that I talked about is this exact amp here.
It's more like the original Magnatones that were around back in the day.
It is. It's stereo. So Magnatone invented the pitch shifting stereo vibrato effect using a non-moving part in 1956. And so this amplifier has 2 power amps in it. And each power amp is 15 watts, or we make another stereo model called the Stereo Twilighter, and that's each amplifier is 22 watts. So this has vibrato, tremolo, and reverb, and as I said, each of the power amps enable you to go ping pong the effect between each speaker, all internally.
Wow, that's actually really cool. You don't normally think that when you see just it seems like a normal combo, but stereo 22 watts aside?
For the Stereo Twilighter, it's 22 watts aside.
Okay.
This is the Stereo Panoramic, and it's 15 watts aside with 2 10s in it. When you see 2 of the chevrons on the grill, that means that it's stereo and there are 2 speakers. And when you see only 1 chevron, it means it's mono. This is another model that we just came out with at the show. It's called the Baby M80. The genesis for the word M80 was that it was our 80th anniversary a couple years ago, and Billy Gibbons has been the founder of the master volume models for us. I came to him in the very beginning and told him that I was going to resurrect the brand, and so he was the first person that I told, and he said it needed to have a master volume and it needed to have an effects loop, which was opposite of what the traditional category was. And so this is the most recent version, which is called the Baby M80, and it's 12 watts. The M80 is 50 watts, and then the SL100 that we just talked about with Slash is 100 watts. So this has 2 power tubes in it, and it's got an effects loop on the front, and it has a master volume, and we make it available as a 1x10 combo or as a head with 1x10 extension cabinets.
Very nice. Well, thank you for showing us and telling us a little bit about the brand. That's Magnatone NAMM 2024.
It's called Fehse Guitars. We're based in Germany. You want me to look over there or here? Okay, sorry. And we make an all aluminum guitar, okay? But what's unique about it is the material, of course, but we make it lightweight, okay? So it has a hollow body. That's fairly common, right? You know this. But it also has a hollow neck construction, okay? And this way we can get it down to like, I don't know, 6.5 pounds, so like 3 kilograms, a little less. And it resonates like hell, so I want you to do the test. Place your hand here. I'll pluck the low E, and you can feel, and it goes on and it goes on, right? And so it's an evolution of the first aluminum instruments, which sounded great, but they were very, very heavy, and they had neck dive issues, and yeah, they were often basses even. So who wants to play a 12-pound instrument on stage? I know I don't, so you know we did this, and also. The one thing I want to show you, it's my favorite detail, okay, is these screws here are actual screws, and if we were to unscrew them, the fretboard would slide out, and you could look into the inside of the neck, which is completely hollow, right? And if you don't like tight electronic cavities, we don't have a cavity, okay, the entire body is the cavity. So you can unscrew these 4 screws, take off the back of the body, and you have all the space in the world for the electronics. and you can see it's also very, very thin. Okay, it's another thing we had to do to get the weight down. Right, so you can see we have to place the input jack here because it doesn't fit here, right? The body is thinner than your cable, right? And we have to actually work on every 5-way switch we get. We have to file it down because every regular 5-way switch is too deep for our body. Okay? And then we make our own knobs, our own bridge, as well, all aluminum. And we make our own nut. And you can see this is a nut and a string tree, okay, in one. Why do we do this? Okay, we didn't want an ugly string tree here, and we wanted a straight headstock, no angling. Because it doesn't help with the tuning if you ever played a Gibson, right? And also because everything here is milled from a solid block, okay? This is not a cast or anything. If we were to angle the headstock, we would need like twice the amount of aluminum. Yeah, I mean, we have more aluminum left over than on the guitar, right? But yeah, we want to get the highest quality possible, and this is what we did.
By request, we want to show some basses, so we found some really cool looking basses. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, sure. Hi, we are Alusonic, we are based in Italy. This is our line of basses. We basically have two approaches to our basses. One is, have a wood body with a aluminum top or a carbon fiber top, or we build, all aluminum bodies for our basses. This one, for example, has an aluminum body. The body is then flamed, and it's a mechanical process to get this sort of finish. And then this specific one has, a flame maple neck and fretboard. And yeah, this is our new model for this year. It's a wood body again with aluminum wings. This is a chemical process that gives this sort of, aged finish.
It gives that pattern on it, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's basically it. All of our necks are made of maple. They are not, carbon fiber or whatever. It's just maple with reach light fretboards or, whatever the customer asks for.
Very cool. Well, thank you for showing us.
Thank you.
So that's a wrap on NAMM Day 3. Again, take a look at the map and see what brands are there. Drop them in the comments because we've got 1 day left for the coverage. It's a pretty big show. I'm not going to be able to get to everything, but I'll do my best. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.